Alex Bowman, winner. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go. Alex Bowman, your winner at Las Vegas. What's up, guys? It's me on. I'm back with a video. I'm back with my race reaction to the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series race at Las Vegas. And you just heard that. Alex Bowman, after a late caution, steals the win, not just from Kyle Busch, but from his own teammate Kyle Larson. After the restart, he wins at Las Vegas, punches his ticket to the playoffs. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So, before we get into this, of course, make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping on orders of $20 or more at Circuit Diecast. Works on pre-orders. And also make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. With that said, let's get into this. So, Christopher Bell qualifies on the pole. Kyle Busch in a backup car after he binned it in practice or qualifying. Tyler Reddick with a steering rack change. Daniel Hemrick with adjustments. And Cole Custer with adjustments. All would start at the back. Larson almost loses it in turn 2 a few laps into the race, as does Cindric on the next lap. Reddick reported something wrong with his car being on the rev limiter. We got a competition caution at lap 30, so NASCAR could take a look at tire wear, because that's been an issue. Hemrick's team looking under the right front of his car. Kyle Busch reported under the caution that he had a shifter issue. Told his team it was only going for it. They put in a linkage for it. Daniel Suarez got a penalty for his crew guys over the wall too soon. And we get a caution, our first caution of the day. Well, second, not, if you want to count the competition caution, for a spin from Cole Custer. We get another caution, this one for Kyle Busch. He goes for a slide, and then Haley goes for a spin through turn 2, thanks to Austin Dillon, who also went for a bit of a slide. Hemrick got in the back of Busch and got some front end damage. Larson had to pit a second time for a loose lug nut after the pit stop under the competition caution previously. Hemrick had his team had his hood up on pit road. And we get another caution a little bit later in stage 1 for Tyler Reddick sliding through the grass off turn 4. Basically just came loose and went around. Kurt Busch, Cole Custer, and Corey LaJoie would stay out here. Eric Almirola only took 2 tires. And Denny Hamlin reported a power steering issue, saying the steering is a little out of whack, and at speed it was hard to hold. And of course, if you're having power steering issues or lack thereof of power steering, as it's been said, you have to really work the wheel. And in a NASCAR race car, it's even worse. Mark Truex Jr. got an equipment interference penalty, and Alex Bowman would grab the stage 1 victory. William Byron 2nd, Ross Chastain 3rd, Denny Hamlin 4th, Chase Elliott 5th, Kyle Larson 6th, Ryan Blaney 7th, Chase Briscoe 8th, Kyle Busch 9th, and Christopher Bell in 10th. Kyle Busch apparently showed some hostility towards Chase Briscoe late in the stage. Still a little confused as to why. Brad Keselowski takes 2 tires on this pit stop. Michael McDowell stays out. And we get an early caution in stage 2 for Daniel Suarez basically getting dumped through no fault of his own and through no fault of Chase Briscoe's, because Michael McDowell slid up in front of him and Briscoe got loose. He came down, got into Suarez on accident. Day's done for Daniel. Briscoe told he had damage on his car, but they got fixed. Briscoe saying his steering feels a little bit off. We get going again, and then we get another caution, this time for Brad Keselowski, blowing a tire and going for a spin off turn 4, collecting Ryan Blaney in the process with significant front end damage off of turn 4. Blaney day done. Keselowski's day pretty much fucked. Briscoe comes off pit road after taking only fuel. Almirola also didn't take tires as well. And then Kyle Busch and Austin both stayed out here. Michael McDowell getting a speeding penalty. Kyle Larson with a mega save in turns 3 and 4 somehow does not hit Ross Chastain or the wall. And then we got a caution for Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric. Cindric going around with possible contact from Eric Almirola. Briscoe spun on his own, just getting loose and making a little bit of contact with the wall with the right rear of his car. Somehow Harrison Burton went by Austin Cindric on the top without getting in the wall or getting hit in general. Denny Hamlin overshoots his pit box and has to back up, and also his air gun got stuck under the car. Kurt Busch had to pit again after an issue during his pit stop, and Eric Jones had to pit again, believing that he may have a valve stem cut on one of his tires. And Alex Bowman, winner of the race, had an equipment interference penalty similar to Martin Truex Jr. earlier. Briscoe's day is done as he goes to the garage, and then we get another caution, this time for Christopher Bell going for a spin in turn 2, somehow managing not to take out Ross Chastain in the process. Harrison Burton also went for a spin on the backstretch, and Bell's car just looked like it was just bouncing all the way back towards pit road with his right rear tire coming apart. Luckily, it didn't rip up the body or anything like that. Jones's team was working on the brake lines on his car. Hemrick gets into the wall after the next restart, no caution. Greg Biffle ended up having to go to the garage with a mechanical issue. Eric Almirola, similar to Tyler Reddick last week, saying he was having issues with his leg feeling numb due to vibrations in his car. Kyle Busch makes a bit of contact with the wall, and Ross Chastain gives Trackhouse their first ever stage victory, winning stage 2 with Chase Elliott second, Kyle Larson third, William Byron fourth, Kyle Busch fifth, Martin Truex Jr. 6th, Joey Logano 7th, Kevin Harvick 8th, Denny Hamlin 9th, and Bubba Wallace grabbing 10th. So, Ross Chastain had a damn good day today. It sucks that he didn't win. I think he still ended up with a top 5 finish at the end, but yeah, he had a hell of a day, and it shows a good bit of the parity because, again, we had some other guys that were also in the top 10 towards the end, guys like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and whatnot. Biffle's day, unfortunately, done with a fuel pump problem. Cole Custer would stall on the racetrack under caution, so they had to get his car out of the way. His day would be unfortunately done. Kyle Busch reported during stage 3 that his vibration was getting worse, and then while Chastain was leading, Byron got into the wall at one point, then Larson got into the wall at one point. Then we get to green flag pit stops with about 55 laps or so to go in the race. Denny Hamlin spins in turn 1. At first, the race stays green, and then the caution would come out when Denny pretty much stalled off turn 2 on the backstretch. He says he downshifted, apparently coming out of pit road, and feels something that broke in the rear end. And it was pretty much, I think, either the rear transaxle or the transmission itself. Now, Kyle Larson got lucky here because he got a speeding penalty, and ironically, Denny Hamlin got an improper fueling penalty, which, if you don't know what that is, that's basically the guy that fuels the car does something else during the pit stop, which you're not allowed to do. And so for Larson, he gets to serve his penalty under caution. For Hamlin, well, his penalty is just redundant because he has no gears, and he's done for the day. So we get going again. Hemrick gets into the wall on the backstretch after the restart, and we go the rest of the race. It's pretty much the Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. show towards the end, and it looked like Kyle Busch, after everything that happened this weekend, was going to win. It was either going to be that, or it was going to take some crazy shit from Martin Truex Jr. to potentially get around him and beat him with only a couple of laps to go. And then the caution happened. Eric Jones, coming off turn 4, he hits the wall. Either something broke or he lost the right front tire. It could be one or both. And he hits the wall, comes back down, clips the grass. He goes down the track a little bit. NASCAR doesn't throw it, waits to throw the caution, and then throws it just as Jones spins back up the racetrack. Somehow, and then Bubba Wallace comes by, he manages to miss Eric Jones. Like, you probably could only maybe put a stack of paper at the closest point between Wallace's car and Eric Jones's car, but unfortunately, Wallace ended up coming down and hitting the tire barriers on the inside wall going into turn 1, and as he went down the backstretch, his right front tire just completely ripped up the front of the car. Apparently, he also got like a penalty for pitting too soon, but that's kind of redundant. But yeah, you hate to see that because Wallace, for like the back half of the race, like he was running top 20, top 15 for a good portion of the race, and then towards the back half of things, he was running in the top 10. He managed to pull out a stage point at the end of stage 2. So to have this happen when he looked like he was probably going to get a top 10, top 15 finish, and for Jones, who looked like he was going to get one as well, it sucks for the both of them. I would blame this more, not necessarily on Jones for coming back up the racetrack, but for the fact that NASCAR threw the caution out a little bit later than they should have. If they threw it out quicker, obviously Wallace, was slowed down and he doesn't lose the car, and he's out there competing for a top 10 finish. So I think he ended up finishing like 25th or something. But yeah. So Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets a speeding penalty as everybody pits. And oddly enough, Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Alex Bowman all took 2 tires. That was something that hadn't really worked for a lot of people. And so we get the restart, and Alex Bowman holds off Kyle Larson to win at Las Vegas. It was back and forth pretty much for about a lap and a half, and then Bowman clears him through 3 and 4 and beats him by like a car length or 2. Huge win, and prevents Kyle Larson from winning back-to-back. I mean, no offense, but, you know. And Bowman gets his first win in 2021, or 2022, excuse me. And this makes up for what happened at Las Vegas 2 years ago, because if you remember, both him and Ryan Blaney running, or no, it was Blaney and William Byron running the Kobe Bryant tribute cars. But either way, Bowman looked like he was going to possibly win late. Same thing with Blaney, and I think both of them had to pit very late for because he didn't have enough gas or something like that, if I remember correctly. That or was a caution that fucked him over. One of the two. Or both. But Bowman gets his redemption. He wins at Las Vegas, and now time to see what the Bowman curse is going to do. And Kyle Busch on over the radio, yeah, he was pissed because pretty much seething, because again, he looked like he was going to win. Caution comes out and he doesn't. And he drops the F-bomb about 4 or 5 times in just a couple of sentences, you know, basically, you know, being jealous at the fact that Bowman keeps getting lucky like this. Well, that's just what happens, Kyle. Seethe, motherfucker. I mean, come on. Come on. But anyway, congratulations, Alex Bowman. Big win at Las Vegas. And, yeah. So, with all that being said, please make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. Also, make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping or orders of $20 or more at Circuit Diecast. And I will catch you all next time. Also, make sure to use the link to Steve Lavender's random fantasy picks down in the description below if you have Twitter. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.